It's day 9 of our self-love experiment, and today is hair mask day. So this is actually a really awkward day for me to bring you into my bathroom. Here's my beautiful shower curtain. I love it. Feels like I'm in the woods. But today I'm going to just have fun with you and bring you into one of my self-care rituals that is usually pretty private. So what I'm going to be doing today is washing my hair, but starting with a nurturing hair mask. While I'm doing it, I'm gonna share some random facts about me that you might not have known. Now, one of the things that I love is hair masks because I got COVID twice. And I don't know about you, and let me know if you've had this experience, but I started losing the thickness to my hair. I've had like great thick hair for all of my life, and then COVID happened and it started to fall out, get really thin. So I've been really obsessed with DIY hair care stuff. So today I have made, I don't know if you can see it, but I have made some crushed fenugreek seeds. This is the first time I'm doing this hair mask. So does it work? I don't know, but it's supposed to be really good for stimulating your hair follicles. So I have 2 containers here. You can probably see this one a little bit better because I soaked the fenugreek seeds overnight. And then I added some lemon juice and I just blended it in the blender. And it's become this really thick paste over the course of the last couple of minutes. It's been sitting for about a half an hour. And so I'm just going to go ahead and start applying it. The directions that I found online say that I'm supposed to have this on for 45 minutes. And I actually have some Zoom calls I got to do later, but I know I'm going to be able to get away with it and sitting this on my hair. So I'm just going to go ahead and start putting it into my hair. Look, oh my God, it looks like I have grits in my hair. That's kind of what it feels like. And okay, fenugreek has a really interesting smell. So we'll see how that goes and see. Hopefully I won't make too much of a mess. And while I'm applying this and you are asking if this is like a very questionable thing to do, we'll see if it works together. Probably by tuning in tomorrow if you want to see the results. But gosh, this is messy. I'm just going to keep massaging it into my scalp. This is supposed to stimulate the hair follicles to essentially start growing more hair. Oop, and making a huge mess. So I'll be cleaning today too. Have fun. But while I was applying this, I figured I'd tell you some really fun stories and some random things that you might not know about me. So one of the other things, the first thing was that I got COVID twice and my hair started falling out. And that's why I'm doing hair masks now. Another thing that is kind of fun and quirky about me is that for 7 years, I was a competitive puppeteer with my church. We would travel to regional groups and we would win awards for how good our puppeteering was. And that was really fun. We used to do a lot of like crazy, fun, weird voices and write scripts. And it was just really incredible. I really enjoyed being a puppeteer. And I have a puppet. Maybe I'll bring it out during our 40 days when I'm working on some inner child healing. But I have a puppet that I love. They're like the Jim Henson's puppets, right? Like that kind that have the rod arms and they open their mouths and can dance around. And oh my goodness, we had a lot of fun when we were puppeteering. We used to travel all over the world. I'm sorry, travel all over the East Coast, rather. I have traveled the world, but not doing it all puppeteering. We'll get to that later. That's on my list. I guess I'll hop to that point now. One of the fun facts about me is that, well, first of all, I started as a clinical psychotherapist doing creative arts therapies. And when I went through some trauma, I realized that, the tools I had for healing the soul after trauma weren't actually enough to really help me. So that set me on a really fun and crazy, wild journey to learn about other techniques for healing, alternative techniques for healing, like shamanism and a healing modality called soul retrieval. And I ended up studying with 17 different shamanic practitioners from around the world. One of my favorite groups that I trained with were the Shipibo people in the Amazon jungle. In 2015, I went down there and studied at the Ayahuasca Foundation and studied with them and learned about their master plants. And that was really amazing. And that inspires a lot of the work that I do, a lot of the ceremonial work that I do. So that's really fun. I don't know, has anyone else trained with people all over the world, or like gone into unindustrialized groups where, you know, they don't have electricity and all the things. It was an incredible experience, and I would do it a million times again. Next time I want to go back to the Sacred Valley where there's not so many bugs to eat my entire body alive. So another fun fact about me is that, um, what's a fun fact I can share with you? I have a little list behind me, a cheap sheet. Oh, one of the favorite things that I love in this world is bubble tea. I don't know if you guys like boba. Boba is something I'm obsessed with, but they add a lot of sugar to it. So I like to make it at home and make it with honey. You can make it with honey instead of sugar. And it's absolutely delicious. It's one of my favorite things in the world. Another thing about me is I have a cat, and she likes to cry a lot. And so you can hear her in the background. I also have a pet snake. I have a pet corn snake who I love so much. And I love when I do group events. I used to do them in Brooklyn when I used to live in Brooklyn, and do dragon's blood ceremonies and healing ceremonies. And whenever I play the drum, the snake gets so excited and he dances all over the tank. It's like super, super freaking cute. I love my snake. A lot of people are scared of snakes. Do they bite? If you go into their tank too quickly and you don't warm them up. Now I talk to my snake if I'm going to feed him. I've definitely been bitten before. It doesn't really hurt that much. It's definitely a shock to your system, though. He's non-poisonous for anyone who is curious about that. All right, let's look at this hair mask so far. It's a little messy. This is a little messy of a hair mask. I'm not going to lie. It's probably going to be clogging up my shower later. That'll be fun to clean. But I really love these hair masks because they're fun. They're a good way to like get in touch with your body again and get in touch with your hair care routines and look at what's going into your hair products. So that's a big thing I've been looking at the last couple years, like having a lot of sensitivities and allergies, just looking at what's going into my hair care products. Now I'm just throwing a lot of things from the kitchen in there. Although I have to say that the last hair mask I did was an avocado and banana puree that I didn't blend that well, and it was pretty horrible. I had to call my partner and be like, help me get this chunks of food out of my hair while I'm in the shower. So that was fun. That was a little awkward. But, you know, I don't shy away from the awkward. I'm pretty freaking awkward. But I think it's fun, right? We're all kind of awkward in our own way. Like, what is the weird way that you're awkward? I want to hear about it. What is like some weird, fun thing that you like to do? Mine's hair masks. But what are your fun, awkward, quirky things that you like to do? Another quirky thing about me, well, not even that quirky, is that when I worked at Bellevue Hospital with the mentally ill with chemical dependencies, when I was still studying creative arts therapies before I switched over and started training with shamans and traveling the world, learning shamanic healing techniques, we used to do a lot of art therapy with the group. We used to do phototherapy groups, and we used to take them on photo shoots to like the graveyards and stuff. That was super cool. I really love that. Have some really good photos from that a number of years ago. What else is fun? When I was at Bellevue, some really weird stuff went down, not necessarily with the group of people that I worked with, but I think the weirdest thing that I saw there was outside of Bellevue. There's a lot of people with mental illness who are wandering the streets in that area of the city. And I definitely watched a woman just take a big old poop in the street. That's probably the weirdest thing I saw when I was out there. So, you know, never a dull day in New York City. Anyway, I know a lot of my homies, my close friends still live in the city in Manhattan or in the 5 boroughs. And what's the weirdest thing you've ever seen in the city? That's the thread I want to read. What is the weirdest thing you've ever seen? I remember I saw a rat crying on a stoop one time. That was really funny. It was like, I didn't know what this noise was, but I realized it was a rat kind of screaming and crying. All right, well, this mask looks like it's pretty much done. I'm almost out of all the fenugreek seeds, and I guess we're going to have to tune in. This is supposed to stay on my hair for 45 minutes. I'm going to massage it just a little bit more, but let's see how this turns out tomorrow. I hope you join in and see. We'll do the assessment together and see if this really does help, but it's definitely fun and nourishing. It definitely smells a little interesting, and, you know, it'll make for the next interesting work day at home while I'm on Zoom calls and such. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed today. Let me know if any of those weird facts about me resonate. Maybe you were a puppeteer for a while. I want to hear your weirdest stories of like the weirdest thing you saw in the city or town that you live in. Let me know where that is. And I'd love to read those comments, right? Can you tap like the rat crying or the woman pooping in the streets. We'll see. Please share below, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll check in tomorrow to see how this goes.